So, which stock will increase in value more over the next 3 years? Amazon or Tesla? I'm going to answer that question in this video, comparing the two stocks across several metrics. So, stay tuned and let's begin. Of course, there is no guarantee that each or any of these stocks will be higher 3 years from now compared to where we are today. But if we were making a reasonable forecast, that's what I'm going to look at when determining which one of these two stocks will be higher 3 years from now. And starting with revenue growth and looking at this metric, Tesla is way ahead of, excuse me, Amazon in terms of revenue growth, 51% compared to 9.4% in the most recent year. And for several years, Tesla has been ahead of Amazon in terms of revenue growth. And I fully suspect that over the next 3 years, Tesla will remain in the lead in terms of revenue growth. Probably meaningfully in the lead, especially in 2023, maybe less so in 2024, and then again less so in 2025. That's because in 2023, Tesla is still benefiting from significant amounts of tax credits for EV purchases. And at the same time, Amazon is suffering from the headwinds from consumers looking to spend more money on away from home experiences and less money shopping online. That gap will narrow, in my opinion, in 2024 as consumers start to realize the significant convenience of shopping online versus shopping in person. And so Amazon will catch a little bit of should catch a little bit of reacceleration in growth in 2024 and again in 2025. Um, and Tesla will continue so long as government incentives, tax credits continue for EVs. I think Tesla will continue to capture that growth. Tesla estimates that it will grow vehicle deliveries for 50% per year over the next several years. So that can continue to be a tailwind for Tesla going forward over the next several years. Now looking at the cash flow from operations to sales, which I think is a significant determinant to a company's stock price. Looking at this metric, Tesla has done an incredible job boosting its cash flow from operations to sales, while Amazon has had a more difficult time, especially following the overinvestment the company made during the pandemic when there was a surge in customers and surge in ordering activity. Amazon spent nearly $200 billion on capital investments to meet that surge in customer demand. That's brought down its cash flow from operations, and that will likely be a headwind for the near term, for the next 2 to 3 years at least, for Amazon as it grows into that investment. So again, this metric will favor Tesla over the near term, over this 3 year time frame that we're looking at in this example in this video. And similar for the operating profit margin, it's a similar story here. Tesla has done an incredible job boosting its operating profit margin over the trailing 12-month time periods, growing from negative close to 40% all the way to 17%. Meanwhile, Amazon has operated at a very narrow, thin margin, and that's even moved lower. This is likely to remain pressured for all of the reasons I mentioned earlier, while Tesla's gross profit margin is likely to move lower in 2023, although the operating profit margin might stay high as the company makes up for lower gross profit margin by selling more units because it has lowered its prices in China and in the US. So that should spur more consumer demand. So on each sale, it might make less money, but it could make up for it by selling more cars at the lower prices. So I suspect Tesla's operating margin to stay around where it's at right now, while I also expect Amazon's operating profit margin to stay around where it's at right now, which gives Tesla the significant advantage here. It's at 17% compared to 2.38% for Amazon. And finally, I wanted to look at these companies' current valuation. I wanted to see how expensive their stocks are right now, because I think that's a major factor in determining where their stock price can go in the next 3 years. If a stock price is too expensive, then I wouldn't expect continued increases in the stock price over the next few years. But looking at the valuation, they're similarly valued. Amazon is actually more expensive than Tesla, despite the fact that Tesla's got better prospects in the near term than Amazon. Amazon is trading at a forward price to earnings ratio of 40.79 compared to a forward price to earnings ratio of 37.24 for Tesla. So if I had to make a reasonable estimate of which one of these two will have a higher stock price in the next 3 years, I want to thank the Motley Fool for sponsoring this video. Visit fool.com/parkev for the 10 best stocks to buy now. I will say that Tesla will have the higher stock price in the next 3 years compared to where they are today, for all of the reasons we discussed in the video, including the fact that Tesla's got better near-term prospects, the higher operating margin, the higher cash flow from operations, better sales prospects in the near term compared to Amazon's headwinds in the near term, as changing consumer behavior work against Amazon. All right, so that's all I've got for this video. Thank you so much for watching. I've selected a few videos that I've done that I think you'll enjoy, so please click one of those and I'll see you over there.